I think video is there to be used as an art form as well as a sort of a commercial device for illustration and promotion. In fact, I fell in love with video in the early 70s when I got a Sony reel-to-reel black and white thing and just sort of videoed everything, whatever. And I got a small editing machine and started playing around with that. And I developed scenarios for an album that I had called Diamond Dogs.
Yes.
I worked with miniature sets and video animation techniques, which I've never seen used since. They were a dreadful failure, but an interesting failure.
What was your method for adapting the song Ashes to Ashes for video?
I always try and work in terms of video. I try and work out a storyline which is not going to just illustrate the song word for word. So I try and develop a counter storyline that has the same kind of weight as the story as portrayed in the song, but it usually deals with different images and different character situations. So I had the idea of the clown as an everyman, the clown as a latter-day kind of astronaut, and I just followed that line in a series of images and incorporating those four shady characters that crop up. And I did a storyboard for it, and I worked with pictures illustrating each of the cut situations and also a rough editing plan. And then I get together with David Mallet, who is my collaborator on most of the videos I've done over the last couple of years. And we start working out a more technical plan.
Right. Did your original idea differ from the finished work, and how?
Not very little. It stayed. I think Mallet contributes some ideas in terms of how I can technically change the sky to black and whatever. But apart from the technical side of things, it stays very much the way that I picture it to be, I think.
What drawbacks or advantages did you find working in videotape? Rather than film?
Rather than film, I find no drawbacks at all. You can't get quite as clear definition in terms of focus. The focus is quite peculiar.
And colouring is a little different.
Colouring is beautiful because there's a pastel quality in video that it takes hours to achieve the same kind of coloration in film.
And you can play with it a
Yes,
little more.
yeah.
The videotape for boys is quite simple in terms of editing, and it is to a great extent an accomplishment in staging, blocking and costume design. How involved did you get in the designing of the set and the costumes, the characters, and what
The
do
set
they
was
signify?
designed by somebody who's very into discos, and the costumes were not designed, they were found. I mean, we did that one very much at the last minute, and we went to theatrical places to hire the costumes and whatever.
And you looked for the costumes yourself, or?
No, I
had
just gave an idea to the wardrobe people, the different characters that I wanted, and they assembled the stuff. I wanted a girl from the Midlands, a 50s type girl from the Midlands in England, and then a Lauren Bacall type figure, and then a sort of a cross between Garbo Dietrich.
In the later age?
Yeah.
Yes. Many critics of the new trend in video music and video discs challenged the idea of music with pictures, claiming that after 2 or 3 run-throughs, viewing the pictures gets tiresome. Would you agree with this?
I think that again, it comes back to the point about, I think to just illustrate the song in terms of the song itself is a disastrous idea, because people do have their very well formulated inner idea of what the song should look like. So that's why I work very much against the song. The same weight of storyline in sensibility, but not the same storyline per se. I think you have to work fairly hard on conjuring up something that holds up to repeated viewing, that has its own story to tell, very much, that is independent of the song. So even if the sound was turned off, you would be following something that you could be involved in visually. I think that would be the first stumbling block for a lot of artists getting into videos, to try and work out a way of making it durable as an experience.
And maybe with details that you only view after the 5th time, you find out that there's something happening in the left corner.
That's an old device which I favour strongly.
Yes.
Little bits and pieces, little blue cards and things that you
It happened in Ashes to Ashes. By watching again and again, you discover new things.
Yeah.
And that was done on purpose.
Yeah.